This is the MGTOWinfinium here with another Infinium Free-Talk. This Infinium Free-Talk is entitled A PSA Reiterated. My brothers, a few weeks back I produced an Infinium Out and About, which was a PSA concerning the dangers we MGTOW men face because of the current climate and conditions which women face at this time. Specifically, that PSA was a warning for we MGTOW men to watch our interactions with women in every way possible, and in particular when we are out in the public. My brothers, I would like to relate to you an incident which happened to me this morning when I was out getting some personal care items for myself. However, before I get into the incident itself, I will preface some personal information about myself. I have been, in certain cases, a caregiver for elderly people, such as my father and my mother, and in some cases, other people that I have known. In the process of doing the aforementioned, I have become familiar with certain types of equipment that elderly people use, such as walkers, canes, stair lifts, electric scooters, that type of thing. And as well, when I was in the battery business, I had to regularly repair the hover-around scooters that elderly people use, which those have to be disassembled in order to replace the batteries in them. So I said all of that to say that I am pretty much familiar with the types of mobility devices that elderly people use. I'm familiar with how to use those items, and in some cases how easy they are to use because of their design for elderly people. So for instance, if you have a walker which is transported in a car, those are designed to easily fold up and unfold because of, again, the use of that walker is designed for an elderly person, and so therefore it is designed to be easily unfolded for use and then folded up for storage. So in other words, it is a no-brainer operation type of deal when it comes to a walker. Now, moving on to the incident itself, I was in a local grocery store, again, getting some personal items for myself. When I exited the store, there was a car sitting nearby the front entrance of the store with two BAW women sitting in it. The driver of the car was a younger BAW, and in the passenger seat was an elderly BAW. As well, the passenger side door of the car was open, and there was a walker leaning on the door sill by the elderly BAW. As I was walking past the car, the BAW sitting in the driver's seat began to call out to me and ask me to come near the car, which I did not. I stood a few feet off from the car so that if something went wrong, I could easily get away. She began to babble about how the elderly BAW was her mother and how the walker leaning against the car needed to be unfolded, but she had no knowledge of how to unfold the walker. Now again, my brothers, these walkers are designed to easily unfold and then fold up for transportation, storage, etc. Normally, when women, etc. ask me for help, I just flat out say no and walk away without explaining myself. However, this time, I decided to conduct an experiment to see how the BAWs will respond to a specific response from me. Their response was, the last time I helped a woman, I was Me Too'd. I waited briefly to see what the response was, and it was stunning. The BAW who was driving the car said okay and got a smirk on her face. The okay was the type of okay when someone is cold busted in something that they were doing. Then as I turned and walked away, I heard the elderly BAW take the walker and begin to unfold it. I knew immediately in my mind that I had dodged a bullet of some sort. And as well, that bullet could be anything and everything which could have been capable of destroying my life ultimately. My brothers, a few months ago, I did some content regarding the tactic of bridging. And specifically in this case, that's what happened to me. The BAW who was driving the car attempted to use her mother and the walker as a way of bridging to me for the purpose of executing whatever plan she had in her mind. Again, I do not know what she intended, but I do know that it was not for the purpose of me helping her elderly mother with that walker. My brothers, I said all of this to say that, again, we MGTOW men need to be careful in our goings, in our dealings, in anything that we do with women, etc. these days. This is because of the increasing sense of desperation caused by the pressures that women, etc. are going through, such as being evicted, such as being homeless, such as not having a man in their life and not having the capability to find a man. Anything and everything, my brothers, women, etc. are facing incredible pressures which are causing incredible desperation upon them. That means for you, my brothers, is that, again, you must be cognizant of these things and cognizant of what is being done to you. And that a innocent situation, even with an elderly woman, etc., can become something that is fatal to you. In the past, I've had women come up to me with babies in their strollers, begging for help, all types of things. They would go to that extent to cause a scenario where your good heart is pulled upon and you're thinking that you are doing a good thing, only to find out that you've been caught up in a terrible situation which you could never imagine or fathom in your life. My brothers, there's also the sense among women, etc., that we men deserve what happens to us. So in other words, we deserve their right to infiltrate our lives and also to destroy our lives. So again, my brothers, be careful with your interactions with women, etc. these days. Be careful about what's around you, who you're talking to. That woman in the grocery store, that woman that's on the street who smiles at you and says hello. All of these things, my brothers, we are in dangerous times as men. And more than ever, we have targets on our backs, not for the purpose of having a good man in their lives so that they can marry, so that they can be good wives to us, but for the purpose of robbing us in every way possible. My brothers, again, you do not deserve these things. You were not designed to be targets. You were not designed to be slaves. You were designed to be free men who have the right to be free and the right to live in freedom and in peace. This is the MGTOWinfinium, and this has been an Infinium Free-Talk. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.